Welcome to Waywut, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and then on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. Now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here.
Well, hello there. My name is Jason, and thank you for tuning in to your weekly verbal double take. And today, I am lying on the couch telling you all my problems. That will have you saying, "Wait, what?" And joining me as always, waiting in the lobby for his turn on the casting couch is Darrell.
Whoa, hey, not that couch.
That couch has seen some business, some work.
Yeah,
I think it's ever been wiped down. You think it's ever been wiped down?
If I ever go into a room that you were just in a couch with in a room with somebody else, I will go over it with a black light before I sit down.
Very wise to do that, but also very scary to do that.
Yeah.
My brain has never been the type to just accept an answer. I want to know why that is the answer. It is easier for me to understand the actual answer. Being inquisitive is key to learning. No question is a dumb question if asked seeking understanding. As I have gotten older, the questions have not stopped. In fact, they have increased. I'm not sure if that is because I am older and require more knowledge, or because I am older and I have forgotten half the shit I've learned. Probably the latter.
I think it's that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Regardless of the reason, seeking out answers on all my questions has led to great discussions on this award-winning podcast.
What award have we won?
My wife gave me an award saying that it was her favorite, and your wife said it was her favorite. And the class of 1998
awards.
Class of 1998 from Crandall High School named us the best podcast.
No, they didn't name us. We named ourselves that because we're the only podcast.
We're the only two that voted, so hey,
yeah.
We qualified. Like I said, great discussions on this award-winning podcast.
Oh, dear God. All right.
Discussions on topics that couldn't be contained in just one episode. As I have talked about before in a prior episode, Mind and Body, WTF, I mentioned the call of the void or intrusive thoughts. These are those thoughts that many people get that tell you to swerve into oncoming traffic, to jump when you are looking over the ledge of your upstairs balcony, or to push that slow-ass person in front of you down the stairs. They are normal thoughts that are perceived to be a warning of what not to do. Seems like an odd thing for your brain to do, but like I have said before, the mind likes to mess with you. You don't believe me? Here is another example. If your brain were a person, it would be that one friend who gives terrible advice, but says it with such confidence that you believe them. Text your ex. What can go wrong? You're definitely getting fired because your boss said good morning in a weird tone. These ridiculous thoughts don't just pop out of nowhere. They're called cognitive distortions, and they make up your mind's personal highlight reel of bad decisions and unnecessary anxiety. So let's take a logical look at some to reassure yourself you ain't crazy. We've all done this.
I am crazy, goddammit. I don't need you telling me I'm not.
It just makes us feel better. No, we aren't the only people that think this way. It's a natural occurrence.
No, I'm the only one that has any of this experience. I mean, y'all are just kind of extras in my movie, right?
That's how a lot of people think, Darrell.
Yeah.
A lot, especially at the grocery store. The first one is called catastrophizing. The sky is falling, but it's probably just a leaf. Ever had one bad thing happen and immediately assume your life was spiraling down the toilet? That's catastrophizing. The art of turning a minor inconvenience into a full-blown apocalyptic freakout. Stubbed your toe? Guess you'll never walk again. Missed a deadline at work? Time to change jobs. Your brain loves a good overreaction, and if there were an Olympic sport for worst-case scenario thinking, you'd be a gold medalist.
I take offense to this.
All right.
Because I don't think that, a single thing happens and I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst, whatever. I look for trends. So if it is a series of bad things or bad things that happen on a regular basis, like for me, my birthday, I I hate my birthday. I hate things that happen around my birthday. It's just I've had so many bad things happen right around my birthday to the point that I'm just like I just assume there's always going to be something bad. Now every now and then I get a treat and there's nothing, but yeah, the my birthday this year's I got the same thing I had to deal with on my birthday a couple years ago with an injured dog that has an injured part on him that he wants to sit there and move around, and I have to keep it still. But he's 104 pounds, and you can't make a 104-pound dog do anything it don't want to do. And last time it ended with an amputated tail, and I hope it doesn't do that this time because it's his ears, and well, he'd look really dumb if he didn't have any ears.
Yeah, there's a lot different
Things
losing
like
tail.
yeah, things like that, and it just not isn't just those two things. But I mean, I can go over bunches of years, but this is your episode, so I'm gonna let you run with it. I'm just saying,
No,
it's
you're
kind of
talking
like
about cascading things that happen all over
exactly.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, you're not paranoid if everyone's really coming after you. I think this is one of those things. You're not catastrophizing if there are actual catastrophes. It's like, oh my
Yes.
God, my entire family was wiped out by meteor shower. Oh my God, would you stop catastrophizing? Yeah, anyway.
This is what a lot of teenagers do right here, catastrophizing. Oh my God, they didn't like my Facebook post or my Instagram post. My world is coming to an end. I can't go back to school tomorrow. I can't. I gotta change schools.
True.
That's
Yeah,
very
okay.
true.
That's a little bit more legitimate. All right.
Yeah. The next one is black and white thinking. All or nothing, no in between. Either you're a genius or a total loser. Your relationship is perfect or it's doomed. You ate one unhealthy snack, so you might as well live exclusively on Little Debbie's now, which is really not that bad of an idea, actually.
That's a
Uh,
terrible idea.
oh, they're so great. Black and white thinking doesn't believe in middle ground. It forces you to pick extreme ends of the spectrum and make sure you suffer for it. Just another way your brain likes to mess with you.
Yeah, that's a bad one. I'm fortunate. I don't do that one. I live in a world of just varying tones of gray. There is no black or white. So,
It's a
uh,
good way to live because not everything is as what it seems. It's not
no,
just black or white. It's like you said, there's a lot of gray in your life.
that's all there is. That's
Yeah,
all
that's
there
how it
is.
should be. That's how it should be. The next one, it's the power of mind reading. Most of the time, it is a bad read as your brain convinces you that you know what everyone is thinking. That person didn't text you back. They hate you. Your coworker didn't smile at you. They're secretly plotting your downfall. People don't have time to think that much over someone else, as people mainly think of themselves. Not everything is about you.
Yeah, I think where you see most people do this, and I think a way that most people relate to it is through written communication, through
Text.
text and email.
Absolutely.
I am notorious, depending on who I'm talking to, that I will read a text and I will hear a tone that is completely not the accurate one. I mean, there are certain people in my life that anytime they text me anything, I am certain they are being pissed off. They
Yeah.
could be all like, "Hope you have a great day," and I'm going to hear, "Hope you have a great day." That's how I'm always going to play that one in my head.
No, you
Uh,
and I have talked about this before about you and I texting back and forth how we've gotten our signals crossed on just what we're talking about.
yeah, because I tend to just short, just little pew pew, and
Yeah.
then you'll give me like an essay.
And you come back with K.
Hi, my name is Jason, and I think that for this clip we should do this and this, and the reason I think this is because of this and this and this and this.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it
Delete
whenever
it.
you say this to me. You hurt my
Delete it.
feelings.
Start over.
Hope you're happy. Oh, you gave
Oh.
me some good criticism on this one. I'm gonna make one even worse. So then you'll like the first one I sent you.
That's right. That's what I do. I make the first one really bad, and then I send the next one. You're like, okay, I like
No,
that one better.
no, you. I think on the last one that I did that on, I was like, ooh, you should make it. You should have the art do this, that, and the other. And you're
Oh
like,
yes.
and then you send me one that's like worse, and it's so basic, and there's nothing in there, and it's nothing like what I told you. And I'm like, fine, go with the other one.
I remember that one.
I was just giving a suggestion. That was
Oh
it.
yeah,
You didn't. You
yeah.
could have said no. You didn't have to go through the whole effort of doing shittier art.
Oh my god, that's funny. I remember that. That was the recent one. The
Yeah,
uh,
worth it.
worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. If any of y'all have any thoughts about the art on that one, I had no input on it. Just saying.
It was as a touchy one because it's kind of a serious subject, but you also all our thumbnails are mainly kind of catchy in the sense where it's not all serious. Oh
Yeah.
well. Okay, next one. Personalization. Everything is your fault. Always. Someone is in a bad mood. Must be because of you. Your friend cancels plans. Clearly, they secretly despise you.
Yep.
Personalization makes sure you take responsibility for things that have absolutely nothing to do with you. It's like your brain is hosting a never ending guilt trip and you're the only passenger. Like I have said, not everything is about you.
Yeah, I was
My
gonna say
mom is
that's
very bad about this one.
it. It is a. She didn't listen, does she?
No, she don't know how
Okay.
to work the internet.
So I mean, as this is just another form of narcissism. Uh,
Yeah,
I was pretty bad about this one in my 20s. Fortunately, I'm not the same person I was back then. But I felt like everything was always my fault and stuff like that. And it's like, you're not the center of the universe. Things go wrong and have nothing to do with you.
yeah.
You narcissistic bastard. Instead of you being narcissistic in the sense of like, I'm the best. I'm the one that matters here. Nothing else does. You should listen to me. I'm the smartest, and it's the exact opposite. I'm the worst. You shouldn't have anything to do with me. You are not allowed to like me. I know because I know me, and I suck. And it's like that's just you're just really bad at narcissism.
Yeah, we've all thought that way at one time, thinking everything's about you. Once again, this is a lot what kids do as well.
Yeah.
A lot of teenagers go through this type of thinking.
Well, and I mean, it's kind of funny. Like teenagers are almost like if you were to write up like an exaggerated version of any of these, like you're going to do like a comedy sketch
Mm-hmm.
or a comic or a cartoon or something, and you had an adult doing this, it's essentially them acting like a teenager. Teenagers are always like the best examples for like extreme examples of whatever it is that you're talking about.
Because everything is extreme. Everything is the end of the world to them.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything. The next one, should statements, the tyranny of unrealistic expectations. You should be more productive. You should always be happy. You should have your life together by now. Should statements are like an eternal drill sergeant that doesn't understand reality. They don't care about your actual circumstances. They just want you to feel bad about yourself for not living up to some imaginary impossible standard. And
I'm
that
having
is true.
flashbacks. I'm
Yes.
having flashbacks so bad right now.
Yeah, this is one I probably
Oh, oh,
have a
this,
lot more than anything. I should be
oh,
at a certain place in my life by now. I should be in a different house by now or
no,
whatever.
that's not my
Those are
flashbacks. My
dangerous.
flashbacks are past relationship. I mean,
Mm.
like I'm hearing all these things come out of your mouth, and I'm just getting there, getting angry, and be like, "Get off my fucking back! I just got fucking home. Why are you fucking doing this?"
You should be doing
Anyway,
this. You should be more productive. But that's a tough one because that's really downing yourself a whole bunch instead of realizing your situation and just always telling you should be doing something better.
oh well, I'm just saying it sucks with an external person that lays those on you.
Oh yeah, not your own self.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about.
All
You should be this. You shouldn't want that. You shouldn't do this. You should be like this. You should be like that. And it's like, you should shut the fuck up. Yeah. All right.
right. The takeaway: cognitive distortions are just more ways your brain pokes you with a sharp stick. The good news: once you recognize these thought patterns, you can tell them to sit down and shut up. So next time your brain tells you that forgetting to respond to an email means you'll be fired and homeless by Friday, just pat it on the poo poo and say, "Not today, Satan."
Pat it on the poo poo.
Pat it on the poo poo and send it on its way.
I don't. What?
Don't let the thoughts win. Just
No, I know, but
pat
pat
it
it
on
on
the
the.
little poo poo. Yeah, a
But
little
that
bobo.
no. All right, all right. So pat it on the ass.
Yeah, the poo poo.
No, poo poo is what comes out of the ass. You're saying pat the shit. I mean, and
Mm-mm.
that's not gonna make shit any better. Sitting there like
No.
slapping it.
Poo poo's a little, pat it on a little poo poo and send it on. A little bobo. Like a little kid bobo.
Bobo, I get. You. You're wrong.
Well, let's hear it in the comments. Anybody else call it a poo poo?
Nobody's gonna call it a poo poo.
I call it a poo poo.
Well, you're fucked up. You're wrong.
Well, in case you get a little poo poo on you and you need to take a bath, this one will coincide with what I'm about to talk about. We have all been in a candlelit bubble bath with essential oils and bath salts. We reach
No.
for a glass of Merlot and you see your manicured fingers and realize it's time to throw on your robe and put a towel around your head because your fingers are pruny. Know what I mean, Darrell?
No, I don't.
Oh, neither do I. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out
I
there.
mean, granted, I'll take a bath every now and then. We got TV in there and stuff. I will chill out and I will watch stuff on TV. But I no candles. I hate wine.
I don't
I
like
don't want
wine either.
to. I've got sensitive skin, so essential oils is out of the question. You
Mm.
know.
I don't think I've ever watched actual TV in the bathtub. Like
Oh,
I've
it's great.
played on my phone and all that crap, but
I
never an
the
actual TV.
There was one time that I went to Vegas and it was like I think maybe the first or second time I went there. No, it was the first time I went after they legalized pot there.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend, we were staying at it wasn't at the MGM Grand, it was like the other MGM towers that they have over there, the Delano.
Mm-hmm.
And we had really nice rooms there, and we had a bath like a jacuzzi bathtub with the television in there. And we went and we got our vape pens and we were sitting there hitting that, and I'm like, we already stopped at White Castle and McDonald's on the way back, and then
Ooh.
I saw a vending machine and it had gummy worms in there, and I got some gummy worms out of the vending machine, and then at some point I took a jacuzzi bath with I can't remember what I had to drink, but I had gummy worms, my drink, and Cartoon Network on the TV in the bathroom, and I was like, if 12-year-old Darrell could see me now, or 13, 14-year-old Darrell, be like, God damn, he's living the fucking dream. He's taking a bath while stoned, eating gummy worms in Las Vegas
And watching cartoons. What can
and
get
watching
better?
cartoons in a jacuzzi tub.
Man, living the life. Well, you probably have pruny fingers, but what causes this? Is water the only thing that causes this? Well, I'm
No.
glad you asked that question because I have the answers that you crave. First, the obvious one: spending time in water, like swimming or taking a long bubble bath, can cause your fingers to wrinkle. This happens because your nervous system signals your blood vessels to constrict, reducing blood flow and causing the skin to wrinkle. It's also
Mm-hmm.
said that it helps with your grip. The next obvious one is dehydration. When your body loses more water than it takes in, your skin can lose elasticity and become wrinkled. This isn't the only medical reason your fingers wrinkle. Raynaud's disease, a circulation disorder that causes narrow blood vessels in the extremities, primarily the fingers and toes, in response to cold or stress. Thyroid disorders, diabetes, and a genetic condition called wrinkly skin syndrome, a rare genetic condition characterized by wrinkled skin, particularly on the hands, feet, and abdomen, along with other symptoms like joints becoming loose, delayed soft spot closure, that's dangerous, and developmental delays.
Yeah, if you got a soft spot that's not healing up fast enough, it's going to be easier for somebody to scramble your brains.
Yeah,
So,
the eagle to drop a turtle on your head. Well, if you notice your fingers becoming pruny frequently without bubble baths, it might be a good idea to consult a healthcare professional to rule out any underlying conditions.
I'm not pruning right now. So
No, I've been pruning quite a bit from sweating a shit ton outside and not quite drinking enough. Never mind.
so
All right. This is what happened to me a lot in high school, and it still happens occasionally. Talking about blushing or getting embarrassed and getting embarrassed. Getting embarrassed is never fun. A sense of everyone is looking at me is running rampant. What makes the situation worse is everyone knows you are embarrassed because your face is on fire as it is burning bright red. Basically, a big red beacon signaling you are uncomfortable in this situation. It feels like a weird response. So, why do we do it? Well, first, the physical aspect of it. When we feel embarrassed, the sympathetic nervous system kicks in, releasing adrenaline, and this adrenaline dump causes the blood vessels in the face and neck to dilate, allowing more blood to flow to the skin. The increased blood flow makes the skin appear red, especially on the cheeks. Well, that is the how, but what is the why? And as of today, it is still unknown as to the exact reason, but there are theories, and
I was
boy,
gonna
do I
say,
love theories.
there's one theory that I'm probably subscribed to on this. Let's see if you hit it.
All right, well, I got four of them here. Maybe it'll hit that one you're talking about. The one is the nonverbal apology. This theory suggests that blushing could be a way to signal regret or show remorse for a social misstep.
Wrong.
Yep, don't like that one either. The next one, social sensitivity. Another theory suggests that blushing might indicate that we are aware of others' judgment or that we are trying to manage a social situation.
No.
Hmm. Evolutionary signal. Blushing could have evolved as a way to signal that we are aware of our mistake.
Close, but no.
Yeah. And the last one, fight or flight response.
There it is.
Yep. Lastly, embarrassment can trigger a fight or flight response, and blushing might be a physiological manifestation of this stress. These theories could be all right. Regardless of why, having your face burn bright red in front of a bunch of people is one of the most uncomfortable situations one can be in. And it doesn't
I
make it any better when somebody goes, "Look how red his face is."
yeah. I I'm easily embarrassed. It's just I mean, it's kind of weird. I can say and be tacky as hell, and most of the time I get laughs out of it whenever I do that. But every now and then, yeah, I'll end up embarrassed. I'm embarrassed easy, especially if I feel like a bunch of people that I didn't want paying attention to me while I was being funny
Mm-hmm.
or whatever start paying attention. But whenever I was a kid, anytime I got embarrassed, I got angry and I got mean. And that's
Yeah.
why I've always subscribed to the fight or flight thing because my response was always fight on that.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was embarrassing me, I got pissed and
Jump
I
back at
tried.
him.
Yeah, well, I almost flipped over a picnic table when my grandmother was sitting on it because she was laughing at me. Anyway,
Take that, Granny.
I was 8.
Well, oh man, it's
I
not a
did
good
pick it up.
feeling. It's
No,
so bad because as soon as they start pointing out how face you're turning or how red your face is turning, it just gets more red. You start sweating that uncomfortable sweat, and
that weird cold sweat. Yeah,
it's just yeah, it's not the good kind of sweat, and
all your
it's
pores open up. You feel
yeah,
everything burning. And it's just yeah, I just
like when did this go away? This is the awkward feeling ever.
yeah. And I still anytime I do get embarrassed, I still get I feel the anger try to creep in, but I've got way better control over it than I did when I was younger.
Yeah, it's not a good situation. I can't give anybody advice on how to deal with that other than I don't know. I don't know what to do. Laugh it off, I guess. Try to do your best to laugh it off.
God damn it! This makes me think about whenever people used whenever, especially when I was in my 20s. I was 20s. I still had a lot of that leftover anger and stuff like that, and I
Mm-hmm.
still had a kind of a short temper. And everybody be like, "Why can't you just let it go? Just let it go." And I'm like, "How the fuck do you let anything go?" If you sit there and be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna get mad at this," then your brain's all like, "Dude, remember this?" Yes, I remember. Dude, do you remember that? Yeah, I remember. It pissed us off a lot, didn't it? Yes. I don't understand how anybody just lets stuff go. I mean, I remember everything. Just period. I can't forget stuff. And I can't, I don't understand the whole let it go mentality. So now instead of me ever having to be mad about anything, I am more relaxed just in general, and stuff can irritate me, but I don't get pissed anymore. So instead of letting it go, I just never hold on.
There you go. You just don't let it
So
affect you one way or the other to begin with.
yeah,
That's a good way to put it. I've tried to get better about worrying about the things I can control. Like I can't get mad at something I can't control. So why am I going to get mad at it? It's something that happens. So let's just fix it and let's move on.
whenever I was doing like leadership stuff, and I would always have my teams around, and especially whenever I'd have supervisors working for me and they were sitting there getting pissed off because people on their teams weren't doing exactly what they said. And I'm like, all right, let's talk about the circle of control and the circle of influence. I was like, you know what your circle of control is? And they're like, I was like, hold out your arms, spin around. That's your circle of control. You've got anything you can grab, touch, and in you, that's what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of that is just stuff you have influence on. And so you can't get pissed whenever something you have influence on doesn't do exactly what you say, because you can only do your best to influence it.
Man, there's a lot of that going around these days.
Yeah.
Put that on a bumper sticker, Darrell. All right. We're going to move on to something a little different. As mentioned before, I have two toes on each foot conjoined.
Uh,
It is a cute family genetic trait.
Cute? No, gross, you duck footed bastard.
Oh, it ain't that bad.
Okay, Aquaman.
Jealous people would call it a mutation. There we go. But
It
whatever.
is a mutation,
It
Jason.
is a mutation. I was lucky in getting a genetic trait that can easily be covered by putting on shoes or wearing socks. Some people aren't so lucky.
You know
After
what? I just now thought about it. You were so ripped off that we went to such a small school. We didn't have a swim team. If we had a swim team, you'd have had an advantage with your little web toes. You would
yeah,
have caught more water.
they would have made me cut them. They would
No,
have
they
made me cut
wouldn't.
them.
No, they wouldn't.
Look
That's how
how
you were
fast
born.
he's going.
They're saying that a lot of like with Michael Phelps, the reason he was able to do so good is there was some sort of genetic anomaly with his feet that almost made them work better
Like a
as like flippers. I forget what. I don't
oh,
know. Look it up,
extra.
Jason. Whenever next time you do mutation stuff.
All right. Well, after seeing the wrinkly skin syndrome, it led me down a rabbit hole of some pretty strange genetic traits or mutations. And some of these I've never heard before. The first one is called the mermaid syndrome. This is a rare condition in which the legs are fused together, giving them the appearance of a mermaid's tail. This condition is found in approximately 1 out of every 100,000 live births. It is usually fatal within a day or two of birth because of complications associated with abnormal kidney and bladder development and function.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't piss or shit.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do anything when your legs are fused together.
Yeah.
A notable case of mermaid syndrome is that of Tiffany Yorks. She was a long surviving patient, having lived for 27 years after undergoing surgery to separate her legs, making her the longest lived individual reported with the condition at the time of her passing, according
Oh,
to
wow.
a case report published by the National Institutes of Health.
I almost thought you were gonna say, as reported by the National Enquirer, mermaid woman lives.
The next one I have heard before, and you have heard of it too. For any fans of the American Horror Story, this is what Evan Peters' character had in season 4. Individuals with this disorder, this is called the electrodactyly, or aka the lobster claw hand, where they have a cleft where the middle finger or toe should be. These,
Yeah.
yeah, where you basically have two fingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
These split body malfunctions are rare limb deformities that can manifest in any number of ways, including cases including only the thumb and one finger. What made this more interesting as to why it was included on this list, it is also associated with hearing loss. Very strange how two things that have nothing to do with each other can be linked together.
Yeah. You know, this is making me sad that we don't have freak shows anymore. Uh, I mean, and I wish I could say that it was like, oh, they died off because like people got too sensitive about it,
Mm-hmm.
but they were gone before that. I think the last time I went to a freak show at the state fair was probably 1994. So it was before everybody got too
And they got
sensitive about everything.
canceled. Yeah. The
Yeah, I
thing
mean
is, those
it's
other people made money.
yeah, a non yeah. I was gonna say that's how they made money, and I always went and I had fun. I always thought it was pretty cool,
And
but yeah,
most of the time, these people have owned their malformity,
yeah,
their dysfunction, or whatever you
they're
want to call it,
profiting on it. Yeah,
and they're profiting on it. This is what, yeah.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
kind of like whenever Peter Dinklage like fucked all the little people over whenever it came to Snow White. Whenever at first they were saying in that Snow White remake they were going to hire actual little people, and then Peter Dinklage is like, that's so demeaning that you're going to blah blah blah, and every other little person actor's like, you fucking asshole, that was an acting job I could have got that you fucked me out of. We don't
Yeah.
all get to go get leading roles and just have shit written for us, you dick.
Yep. I remember. I know him as Hornswoggle, but he has an interview where he was talking about that.
Yeah,
Where,
because I think he was actually up for one of those parts.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, the roles are very limited, and for them to have an actual role meant for a dwarf or a little person, it was a perfect role, and for them not to get it, it's pretty bad.
You know what always gets me is whenever you have like someone in a movie that is meant to be like ugly or fat. And I
Yeah.
mean, and it's like I'm cool with that, whatever. But you're starting to see some of that fade away a bit too. But it used to be that you had all these ugly actors and ugly actresses and fat actors and fat actresses that was their niche. That's they would get the ugly person part.
Hmm.
You need an ugly fat girl in the high school movie. Boom. It's I get a part in the movie. Fucking a. They were never upset about it. I mean, it's like essentially, it's like
Typecast, yeah.
yeah, so it's just kind of funny that now they're fight against that. They don't want anything like that anymore.
It's the real world. Believe it or not, fat people do exist in the real world.
Well, and
Ugly
I'm
people exist too.
well, that's it's not just that, but you're preventing fat and ugly people from like pursuing a job. There are plenty of fat, ugly actors that can act really good. Steve Buscemi's not a good looking man. He can act his fucking ass off.
Very true. Very true. Next one is called. This is real, by the way. The fish odor syndrome. Yeah, individuals with this condition cannot break down the naturally occurring but pungent smelling trimethylamine. Literally smell like rotting fish, rotting eggs, garbage, or urine. Oh god, here we go. Trimethylamine. Ooh, it's found in sweat, urine, exhaled breath, and other bodily secretions. But for individuals with this disorder, typically women, it shows up in abundance. The severity of the odor seems to peak just before and during their periods and after taking oral contraceptives. It can even worsen over time. Believe it or not, people with this condition have exceptionally difficult time in social settings, experience depression and social isolation.
This is one of those things where I think there needs to be like some sort of app or something like that there that can find somebody that has no sense of smell to connect them with these
Mm-hmm.
ladies. That'd be
Yeah.
like great. Or
Kind of like on Deuce Bigelow when he was hooking up all his weird dates with the perfect jobs.
I've never seen Deuce Bigelow.
Oh man, it's pretty underrated and funny.
Okay. But I mean, I'm just saying there are neat little matches out there for people. Now, granted, the first person they meet without a sense of smell may be a complete asshole. But the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that you need to be able to sit there and be like, hey, ladies, if your twat stinks, don't worry about it. I can't smell. And then all these stinky twat ladies will be all like, oh, finally, you know,
I could be myself.
yeah, I've always wanted a guy to go down on me and not gag.
Oh no. Yeah, I read this one. I'm like, man, can you just terrible? Think your life is bad.
I
At least you don't smell like fish.
okay, so I had I'm gonna say a friend. It is a friend actually. So yeah, there's a friend of mine, and we were dating two other friends. and we were in high school, and we got our girlfriends to come over to his place because there were no adults around.
Uh-huh.
And so he took his girlfriend back to his bedroom and did what teenagers aren't supposed to do.
Uh-uh.
And I was in the middle of trying to accomplish the same thing whenever, except on the couch. And then he comes walking in, and he goes to the kitchen, and I'm like almost there or right at the beginning of it. And I'm like, dude. And he goes to the kitchen, gets a Coke, sits down, opens it, and just waves his hand in front of his face. Whew. Oh, and I'm like, fuck off. And he's like, oh shit, sorry. And he left. I was like, oh, thank God. So I got to, he almost blocked me there, but I got to seal the deal. But then like the next day, I'm like, what the fuck's that about? He's like, dude, it fucking stinks. He's like, especially once we're done. He's like, I got to get out of the room because it's just so bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, but here's the moral of the story, children. And if you're my kid and you're listening to this, I already told you not to fucking listen.
It's okay, Chip. Keep listening.
Stop it. He ended up knocking her up, and then he married her, and then he had another kid with her, and then they had a messy, horrible divorce, and all things were bad. So, this is why you don't have sex before you're ready to, because if he was older, he'd have been smarter, and he would have kept that shit wrapped and wouldn't have knocked her up, and he wouldn't have had to deal with stinky twat for fucking, I think, 6 or 7 years.
Oh God, that's way too much. That's just overboard.
I mean, I'm at that point. I imagine married couples get their habits. He probably had like one of those swimmers' nose plugs that he'd put on. And like, okay, let's do this. I'm ready, baby. I'm gonna give it to you so good.
Just always did it in the shower. That's great.
I'm guessing she probably had that because it was one of those things. I remember walking into a room one time. I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, did y'all? And he's like, and I'm like, oh God.
It's very bad, and I feel sorry for him because there's really nothing they can do about it.
Well, she was kind of a bitch, so I don't feel sorry for her. Fuck her.
Well, she deserves it then. Go to hell.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to end on this one. It's called, once again, this is real, the maple syrup urine disease.
I've heard of this one.
Have you? All right. It's a rare inherited disorder that affects the body's ability to process certain amino acids, the building blocks of protein. This buildup of these amino acids and their byproducts can lead to various symptoms, including a characteristic sweet maple syrup-like odor in the urine. Other symptoms include not being able to eat very much and vomit when you do, being tired and cranky. Developmental delays and more severe cases have seizures, a possible coma, and even death. If treated and diagnosed early, you'll be okay, but you will have it for the duration of your low-protein diet, loads of supplements, and regular blood tests for life.
Okay, I thought this was actually one of those diabetic precursors where people let off like that kind of sweet smell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But so it was something different. And at the same time, I was wondering there for a second. You said it's in the urine, but I wonder if it's in the jizz too, and if it's like a prerequisite for a Canadian bukkake. We have a lot of Canadian listeners, so if with people with maple syrup jizz, is that a requirement for a Canadian bukkake? Bukkake. Bukkake, eh? Yeah, there.
It just reminds me, we went to IHOP the other day and they had all those rows of syrups.
The syrup flights.
The syrup flight. Like, that one's a weird one. I mean, normally your pee stinks, but I wouldn't think having it smell better, if you will, that means it's something wrong. But I guess it does.
I mean, it would. I would take it as a wrong thing, just because it means that your body's probably getting rid of something it didn't need to.
Yeah,
I mean, the reason everything stinks whenever we're getting rid of it is because it's bad when you get rid of it.
It's waste. So,
yeah.
Man.
If you piss and it smells like fried chicken, you didn't digest it all the way.
Sometimes I pee and it smells like coffee, but that's just because I drink coffee.
I drink coffee and then my piss still smells like piss.
Oh, if I drink more than one cup, I could smell it in my pee. I
could almost sit there and see you with like giving a urine sample and being like the picture on the old coffee magazines where they're holding it under their nose with a smile on their face.
He's got
The
the
best
heart.
part of waking up is Jason's piss in a cup.
He's got the heart and the foam.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, well, the mind and body will always baffle me, especially at my age. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't notice something new show up, or another ailment to add to the list. Perhaps I'm just going through a midlife crisis. Maybe I'm just a big baby. Again, probably the latter. Well, that will put a bow on this episode. So make sure to check us out next week. That is, if Darrell has enough of the casting couch, for another topic that'll make you say, wait, what?
I'm not going. I don't have to go on a casting couch. I'm co-owner of this show, asshole. I own 50% of the zero that this is worth.
Oh, man. One day.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Waywut. This show's available on YouTube, Good Pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We'd love to hear from you. Please comment on what you just listened to, pass along episode ideas, or just talk to us at Waywut Podcast in our Facebook group or on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Again, we really appreciate you joining us. Come back again to hear about some stuff that will make you say, wait, what?